It's time to make it. Just give it a try. 'Cause you can make it like the old fat guy.
Welcome to this episode of You Can Make It with David Farrell, the old fat guy. I'm going to start off as I usually do with copious quantities of wine taken internally. That's the stuff. What I'm going to be showing you today is my review of a product that was sent to me by the manufacturer. So I want to start off by telling you this was sent to me for free, but I've received no other money for it, and I made it clear to them I was going to give an honest review, so I have been paid to give a good review. The product is called the Easy Flame Barbecue EZStart Charcoal Chimney. The idea of it is it's a way to start your charcoal right on the grill you're going to be using, and it uses a paper cone to hold it up so you don't have to dump it out. So this is the box it came in, and we'll just pull it out. It looks pretty straightforward. It's all tied together with some wire, which obviously I have to undo. Let's get to that. There we go. So we'll take these out. These are the cones they use to light the chimney. Now, I will admit when I first looked on their site about it, I was a little concerned because who wants to buy cones to light their chimney? But they're only about 30 cents each, and I find newspaper under a regular chimney to be kind of a pain and doesn't give an even light. So we'll see how these work out, but those are the cones. And here's a handle that obviously I have to put onto it, and here are the instructions. So the instructions are to put the handle on by taking these little bolts out and screwing it on, and then you just insert one of these into the chimney so that it sits at the bottom, and then you fill it with coal and start it up. Well, I'll put the handle on it and we'll see how easily that goes, and then we'll take it outside and give it a try. So I've got some pliers and a screwdriver up, which I need to put the handle on the chimney. So we'll just start by taking the little nut off the back. Just use a flathead screwdriver. Take the screw and the washer off, and the same thing over here. So now it says to put the screw through from the outside through the hole on this and through the hole on the chimney. The washers seem to be attached to the nuts, which make it easier, but they're magnetized. And we'll just put them both on to get it started. It's a bit finicky to get the holes to line up. So what I'll do is I'll push the screw through the hole and see if I can get the nut to line up with the hole. That worked better. And we'll just thread on the nut. There we go. Now we'll tighten them up. Just get a grip on that with a pair of pliers. And get the screwdriver in there. Now it's a little awkward getting the screwdriver in there. That could have been better thought out, I think. But there we go. Tighten that one up. And tighten this one up. There we go. So it's done, ready to take outside and try. Let's do that. So I've brought the Easy Lighter outside, and I've got it sitting in my little smoker that I made for myself. I call it my WSM Mini. Now I'm just going to load up some coals and give this a try. The first thing you're supposed to do is to put this paper pyramid inside the smoker on the little stops that are inside the barbecue chimney. Now it's a pretty small little barbecue, and I'm going to be cooking at about 375, so I'm only going to about 3/4 fill the chimney. So I've put the cone and a load of charcoal into the chimney. I'm only got about 3/4 of one because I have a pretty small little smoker I built for myself here with my WSM Mini. So I've got it in. I'm just that one looks like it's in trouble. Let's try this one. There we go. And we'll just go to each of the ports and light up that cardboard pyramid. So we'll just let that burn, and we'll come back and check it in a few minutes and see how the chimney did with lighting up the coals. So the coals have been burning away in the chimney for about 25 minutes. They're nice and just getting some white over the top of them. You'll note there's hardly any smoke coming out. That's the sign for me that it's just about ready to put my coals in. Now, one thing I did notice about using this chimney over other chimneys is because it's got a paper cone, and as it burns, the coals drop. So you think your coals are a lot less than they are. Just remember, your old chimney had the coals raised about this much. This one, they drop to the bottom. So there's more coals in there than you think while it's lighting up. So let's just see how it works now. The theory is I just have to lift it up and the coals will drop into the smoker. Let's give it a try. Wow, that works like a hot damn. They're even relatively well spaced out. Good marks for lighting it. I do think, now make sure you put your chimney on something fireproof because it's still really hot. But I think I'll just move them around a bit just to get a bit more even heat. There we go. That's going to give me a really good hot fire. When I'm smoking, I like to put a chunk of apple because I'm going to be cooking pork on it. So we'll just throw a chunk of apple in there. And we'll put my smoker dome on it. And I'm ready to go. I have to say, it seems to work really well. What I really like is I don't have paper ash anyplace else that I'm lighting it up. It's done, it's finished. All I have to do is put that away. I'm not dumping coals, I'm not at any risk. There's no coals on the ground. I don't have to do a lot of futzing around, moving them around in the smoker. So far, I'm pretty happy with this product, and I think it's worth giving it a try if you haven't already given it one. So, mostly I'd say I like it, but I'm going to do another test tomorrow with a bit of a lower heat smoke with a trick they showed on their site. So, we'll be back tomorrow. For my second test on the Easy Barbecue chimney, I'm going to try something I saw on their site, which is I'm going to fill it up part way with coals, put the pyramid to light it on top of them, and then put more coals on top. The reason I'm doing this is I want a long, slow smoke for some ribs I'm going to do, and we're going to see how it holds temperature if I just light some of them in this method. So let's give it a try. I'm just going to fill it up to about halfway up the last set of slots on the side. That should give me lots to light. Just like that. Okay, so I've got it, and I've still got room on the slots to light the pyramid, which I'm going to put in. And then I'm going to put 10 or 15 coals on top of the pyramid. The idea is just these coals on top will light, and then that'll leave more fuel for it to burn longer with the coals underneath. So let's give it a try. I've got my lighter here, and I've got to light it around this edge through the slots. There we go. So we've got it lit, and we'll let her sit for about 15 or 20 minutes to see how the coals light up, and then emptying it out again. I've let the coals burn for just about 10 to 12 minutes. I'm not looking to get total wet on them. I want a center hot of really good coals because I'm doing long, slow smoke. So now that I've got in the center of it a good bed of nice coals, I'm just going to use their trick of just lifting it right up. And there it goes. No spilt coals. There is one I have to adjust because it got out of my basket, but that's my smoker, not the manufacturer. So you'll see they're not all lit. That's what I want, because I'm going to want a slow, low smoke. So I'm going to put my cover on my barbecue. And get the rack in. I'm going to put a remote thermometer in it so that I can keep track of the temperature and see how it does on a long, slow smoke. I'm going to start with the vents half open because I'm looking to get a low smoke, and that'll give me some movement as to where the vents need to be. I'm looking for a temperature between 225 and 250. There we go. Here's my little clip for my... And we'll put the thermometer in. Okay, I'll come back in a little while and let you know how it got up to temperature and how it's holding temperature. I've had my smoker going for 3 hours now, and I've been able to keep the temperature at between 225 and 230, which is about perfect for what I was looking for. It's still going strong. I'm sure it'll do a lot longer, but that's all the time that this recipe calls for. So let's talk about my general impression of the EZ Barbecue Chimney. It seems to be made of a good quality, reasonable gauge steel that allows it to stand up to time. I really love the fact that the cones burn in place. Whenever I used my other barbecue chimney, I always end up with a pile of paper ash somewhere and have to take it over to my barbecue and dump it out. So I really appreciate not having to clean up after lighting my chimney. The other thing that's good is there is a lot less risk of coals flying all over the place with just lifting it instead of them bouncing out. But I have to say that for all the innovation of the pyramid, if you're a smoker who uses charcoal, what you're really going to love is the slots down the side of the chimney that let you put some coals in the bottom, a few on top, and just light the ones on top. It lets you do a long smoke like this without having to keep on adding charcoal. I haven't had to mess around with the drafts very much. It worked perfectly. So I will say the only downside of it is having to buy the cones, but at 30 cents each, buy 100 cones, they'll last you forever. I really think this is a good product, and it's one that I will use, and I think you should give it a try.
I have a good woman, I ain't good looking, but I do some cooking, I'm the old fat guy. So use that oven if you want some lovin'. Be like the old fat guy. Be like the old fat guy.